Allahumma barik wa salli wa salim nahmadu nusalli ala rasulil karim amma ba. Asma radhiyallahu anha has said that Nabi SAW told her to spend freely and not to count. Otherwise, if she counted, Allah Ta'ala would give her counted favors and not to save money. For if she did so, Allah Ta'ala will also keep away from her, will give her less. Therefore, she should give as much as possible. Asma radhiyallahu anha has said that Nabi SAW told her to spend freely and not to count. Otherwise, if she counted, Allah Ta'ala would have given her counted favors and not to save money. For if she did so, Allah Ta'ala will also keep from her, will give her less. Therefore, should give as much as possible. Note, Asma radhiyallahu anha was the sister of Aisyah radhiyallahu anha. Nabi SAW has, in this hadith, encouraged us in various ways to spend increasingly. First, there is a clear order for spending liberally. It is obvious that the approved spending is the one according to Sharia on things pleasing to Allah. Spending against Sharia cannot get anything but misfortune. Nabi SAW has then forbidden counting, which it meant to emphasize the same subject matter. The ulama has attached two meanings to counting. One, to count for the sake of hoarding, in which Allah Ta'ala's blessing will be withheld. As you sow, so you shall reap. The second meaning is not to count when giving to the poor, in which case the return and reward from Allah Ta'ala will also be countless. Lastly, the same subject has been further emphasized by forbidding to withhold, stating that if you save instead of spending your wealth in the path of Allah Ta'ala, you will cause Allah Ta'ala's withholding of His bounties, favors and kindness. The point is stressed further by the commandment to spend as much and as well as you can. This means, in fact, not to hesitate in spending what you can genuinely afford, and this is within your power. The very subject is covered extensively in a number of hadiths which say, save yourself from the flames of Jahannam by giving Sadaqah, be it a piece of date which is sufficient to give protection from Jahannam. One of the hadiths in Bukhari says, Asma radhiyallahu anha inquired from Nabi SAW whether she should give a sadaqah from what her husband Zubair radhiyallahu anhu had left with her, as she possessed nothing of her own. Nabi SAW replied in the affirmative, advising her not to put aside things in the pot, lest Allah Ta'ala should keep away His bounties from her. In this hadith, if the act of giving something to Asma radhiyallahu anha by Zubair radhiyallahu anhu amounted to making her the owner of that, she clearly had the right to spend all of it in any way she liked. However, if those things were meant for meeting the household needs, then the advice of Rasulullah SAW was based on his personal knowledge of Zubair's temperament, that she would not be displeased by Asma's sadaqah. May Allah give us tawfiq to put all this into practice and convey to others. Subhanallahi wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma bihamdika, asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin, alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Taqabbalallah.